Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I'm your host, Ricky Green, here from Tide Talk Sports, and you're on the Alabama Football News and Rumors channel on YouTube, presented by Chat Sports. All right, I want to start this video off with a question for our viewers. Get in the comment section right now and let me know Y for yes or N for no. Do you believe Alabama and Coach Nick Saban can keep this coaching staff together this season? Y for yes, N for no. I'll talk a little bit more in the episode about why I asked this question, and I'll pin that down in the comment section. Okay, so starting off here on today's episode, I want to talk a little bit about why we asked the question that we just asked of you all. Every year, it seems like, for the longest time, other teams are trying to get their hands on these elite assistants that Nick Saban has at Alabama. We have seen this over and over and over again on a nearly annual basis. I think after last season, we held everybody together, and I think that's a big reason for the success that Alabama, has had this season. Continuity amongst your coaching staff is such a very important thing, both for coaching on the field and also in recruiting, as it allows you to develop lasting relationships, and it kind of makes the recruit and the family of that recruit that you're going after at ease about their son signing and coming to play football at the University of Alabama, or at least Alabama in this situation. Nobody wants to be out on the road recruiting, telling a prospect, come to Alabama, I'm going to be there, and then wind up being somewhere else. So that's kind of the reason behind us posing that question to you all today. And we want to talk just for a few minutes about this assistant coaching staff at the University of Alabama. And there's no doubt in my mind, this is the top staff in the nation, both recruiting-wise and when it comes to developing talent and coaching. The X's and O's, these guys absolutely get it. Want to take a look at one of our best assistants, at least in my opinion, one of our best assistants, Coach Karl Scott. He is our cornerbacks coach, and according to 247 Sports and multiple other big-time sites that cover recruiting, Coach Scott is listed, if not the top recruiter in the nation, right up there near the top of that list. And he's really made a name for himself out on that recruiting trail. And he's a guy that I'm watching extra close here towards the end of this season to see if his name starts to be mentioned with other coaching opportunities, specifically maybe an opportunity to become a defensive coordinator. Karl Scott is definitely somebody that Alabama fans need to keep an eye on. So there is some rumors floating around that he is getting some interest from other programs, but right now I don't think that there's anything really significant that needs to be reported. Is there interest in Coach Scott? Yes, absolutely. Has Coach Scott shown interest in return? At least I'm not aware of that fact, if he has indeed shown any interest to some of these potential suitors. Now, we heard for several days now that Steve Sarkisian, our offensive coordinator, would interview for the job at Auburn, the head coaching job there on the Plains. And I'm told as of this morning that he will not be leaving Alabama to become the head coach at Auburn. In fact, they're restructuring his contract. Some of that news started to break yesterday. And I expect Coach Sarkisian to become the highest paid assistant in college football history. We're talking about somewhere in the neighborhood of $3 million to $3.5 million annually. And Coach Sarkisian is worth every single dime of that money. If you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, I need you to do that right now for me. We're trying to grow this channel. We've been pumping out the content, and we're going to continue to do that all year long. We need you to help us out and hit that subscribe button right now and continue the growth that we have seen so far. If you're enjoying the content that we're putting out on this channel for you, hit that thumbs up button for us. That gives me an idea of which direction we need to go content-wise, and it also forces that YouTube algorithm to recommend our video more. So more people see our videos, better for us. We put out more content, better for you. A good situation for everybody, no doubt about it. We'd certainly appreciate your help, Alabama Crimson Tide Nation, in growing our YouTube channel here on the Alabama Football News and Rumors channel on YouTube. All right, got that out of the way. Want to look right back into this coaching staff, kind of working towards our wrap-up here. We've got some true veterans on this staff, guys like Sal Sunseri, Charles Kelly, our safeties coach, just to name a couple. And I don't really too awful much worry about those guys taking off for other opportunities. I believe that they are very happy in Tuscaloosa working with Nick Saban, and I don't think at this point in their career they'll be looking to take on the responsibilities of a defensive coordinator or the responsibilities that would come with a higher role on some other team somewhere else. But you definitely got to keep an eye on these young coaches that we've got, these up-and-comers. Karl Scott is an incredible defensive backs coach, and he's somebody that eventually I think will become a defensive coordinator. Just not sure when that will be. But another guy that you have to look at is our defensive line coach, Freddie Roach. Freddie Roach, in my opinion, is one of the brightest young up-and-coming defensive assistants in the entire nation. And he's somebody that I've got pegged that will be a defensive coordinator sooner rather than later, no doubt about it. So got to keep an eye on some of these younger up-and-coming coaches. And Alabama, I'm sure, will do their part to keep other schools from coming and trying to poach these guys away from us here at the Capstone. Now, coaching changes at the end of the season. Everybody wants to know what's going on with Pete Golding. What's going on with Pete Golding? Well, Nick Saban, for whatever reason or another, really seems to like Coach Golding and has really been steadfast in his commitment to supporting Coach Golding, at least in the eye of the public, and I don't think anybody can even dispute that. But there are some rumors floating around that Pete Golding could look at other opportunities at the end of this season. Now, I'm not here to confirm nor deny these rumors that are floating around, but if indeed Pete Golding was to look at other opportunities, you would have to think that Nick Saban would look at promoting from the inside of our program a guy like Karl Scott or potentially even a guy like Freddie Roach. And I would be ecstatic with either one of those moves, to be honest with you. So there's some things here that can change at the end of the season. But as of right now, I do not expect us to see any major changes or any major shuffling around with our coaching staff at the University of Alabama. And that is good news. 100% fully focused right now on taking care of business against the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame in our upcoming college football playoff semifinal matchup. Definitely will be watching the other side of that coin. Ohio State University and the University of Clemson will be playing, and the winner of these two contests, of course, will compete for the College Football Playoff National Championship. I haven't been shy all season about saying that I believe Alabama can bring home national title number 18 to Tuscaloosa, and I'm not going to shy away from it now. I fully believe that this team is completely capable of winning the whole thing. The defense, even though it was on its heels at times against Florida, is much improved from what we saw against Ole Miss. And look, Florida's offense is elite as they get. They've got 3 receiving threats that are legitimate first-round top guys. Number 8, the transfer in from Ohio State. Then you look at number 1, Tony, and that big tight end, Kyle Pitts, is an absolute mismatch anywhere they put him. I don't expect Alabama to be matched up against another team with that kind of offensive firepower. And I think that Notre Dame, Ohio State, or Clemson, either one is a better matchup for what we do and how we scheme at the University of Alabama. Don't want to keep everybody too much longer for this video segment. Just wanted to kind of touch base on the coaching staff, some of the rumors that were floating around right now, and kind of give my take on whether or not I believe we're in danger of losing some of these assistants at the conclusion of this season. Got a lot coming up for you guys here over the next few days on our channel, and we're really excited about the content that we're getting ready to rip out for you guys. Some recruiting stuff coming up. In fact, one of Alabama's top targets for the 2021 class, we did a video on not too long ago. Jaden Roberts has announced that he will announce his commitment on Christmas Day, and I expect for that to be a commitment for the Alabama Crimson Tide. We covered him a few days ago. In the video, I predicted that he would commit to Alabama, and I still feel that is the case today. We'll see you next time here on the Alabama Football News and Rumors channel on YouTube, presented by Chat Sports. Roll Tide.